The universe has a crazy way of doing things, right? So right before I went on, I had created this great presentation. And the computer said, nah, not today. So I said, you know what, I'm prepared for this, right? The journey of a man, when you become that man and you go through those stumbles in life, there's gonna be pitfalls that you're not ready for. So today, I was prepared to come in and give you this speech off my laptop, but God said, no, you already got it. You've been through that journey. And so the journey of a man, you come to tell these young men that you're gonna fall, but you gotta get back up. See, I could have failed and said, you know what I'm gonna tell these young men, but I'm already prepared, right? I didn't loaded my suitcase with days of heartache and pain, but I turned that pain into a new journey. And so for the young men that's in this room, this is a journey that you're gonna be on for the rest of your life. There's two things in life that's gonna happen. You're gonna be it's a song called Twice a Boy, Once a Man. You come in this world as a baby, you're gonna leave this world as a baby. But what you do in that middle part when you become that man, it's up to you. Before I get started, I want to play this sound, right? And I want you to play that sound for me, right? Now in those brief seconds, for a minority male, black male, brown male, that's one of the scariest sounds in the world. And when I'm riding and I hear that sound, I always wonder who's on the other side of that sound. And I don't know, when that came on, can somebody tell me how they felt? What they thought about? Anybody? What was something that popped in your head when you heard that sound? Death.
Fear.
Fear. What you hear? What you see?
People in handcuffs.
People in handcuffs. What about the older guys? Go ahead, Emily. Pain. In. Confusion. Aggression. What about our older guys?
The reoccurring thoughts.
Reoccurring thoughts. How about you, Noah? So with that fear? Fear. So today, guys, that's gonna be a sound that we're probably gonna always hear. But the goal of the journey of a man is not to be on the other side of that sound. I remember the year was 1993, 94. I was 14 years old. And my mom had this boyfriend, right? My mom had everything when I was a little kid. This is my journey to manhood. I had everything. Toys, Nintendos. And she met this guy. And I could never figure out, like, why our spoons are always black? Why there's no food in the refrigerator? We had everything. My mom was happy. You know, she was this smiling lady, and all of a sudden, she turned into this lady that would hide things from us, would drop us off at our grandparents' house. And so I grew to understand that this wasn't the man that I needed to follow. And so over the years, I learned that this man had took my mama from this joyous lady to this sad and depressed, and had turned her into drugs. And still to this day, for me, I don't eat cereal, because every spoon in my house is black. And for black spoons, it's because the lighter at the bottom of that spoon. So spoons trigger me to this day. And to this day, it hurt for so many years, I carried this pain on. From that day on, I lost everything. Became a fighter, started doing drugs, smoking marijuana, drinking. I became reckless because my heart was broken in that moment. And so as I grew and I matured, I still carried this pain with me every day, every day. I came to North Carolina Central, guess what? I got kicked out. I was fighting. I was still stuck at that little boy that's on that court stand when his mama looked at him and said, she's telling a lie. But my journey wasn't over, right? I got to Central. I did everything I needed to do. Got kicked out, came back. And what changed my life on my journey is what, one day I got a call from North Carolina Central. And they said, we got a perfect opportunity for you. We want to hire you for the men's achievement center coordinator at the time. And I'm still this broken man. I'm about 30 something now. I think I'm good. And I'm still, until I came into this space and I started seeing young men like y'all that look like me with some of these same problems. No father, mother wasn't around, just trying to make it. And so I knew then my journey, God had put me in this space today and said, look, if you want to heal, you got to help other people heal. And so every day I came to work, I carried that burden on my back. So some of these guys didn't even know, I would leave some days and cry my way to the house. But I had to get myself together before I got to my house because I had a wife and a son that needed me as well. That's another part of the journey. And so for so long I carried this. And then one day, I'm opening up my book today because I'm an open book. One day, last couple of years, I hit rock bottom. Here I was with a master's degree, going to school to be a doctor. And I found myself in this dark place. Got a wife, got kids, but I wasn't happy inside because that little boy inside of me was still following me. He was still following me. Every time something would go wrong, that little boy would say, you know what? Don't nobody love you. You're an imposter. You don't supposed to be in this doctoral program. But when I would come to work, these young men would flock to me. And that was only my saving grace. So young men, I want to tell y'all, y'all saved me. So my journey is because of y'all. My journey is because of this program. And so I was in that dark place, and God told me, he said, either you're going to stand up or you're going to stand in. So I got up to bed one day and I said, I'm going to stand up. And I took off. Next thing I know, I became the director of this program. And we took this program on a national level because the work with black males and men of color is intentional. It's not a lot of talking, it's doing. It's going up, showing up when you don't want to. It's calling that young man when you don't want to. It's giving up some of your free time when you don't want to. Because at the end of the day, us older guys, we're gonna get older. And these young men are gonna be in our place. But if we don't prepare them on their journey to manhood, ain't gonna be no manhoods or no men to prepare. So I'm challenging all y'all today, all these young men from across the world, you young men with low self-esteem, young men, stop hiding your face. You're young, your journey just started. You're gonna make mistakes, things are gonna happen, but you got to stand up and stand in it. So young men, I know y'all get talked to a lot, but guess what? I promise you, if you stand in it and you give up your old ways and you change who you are, you can be standing on the stage just like this. See, for me, I didn't see this. I graduated high school with a 1.9 GPA. They gave up on me a long time ago. And it's probably a 1.9 GPA in this room. And that's okay. But when you leave here today, you got to stand in it and say, I'm gonna make a change.
Anyone that knows Dr. He knows his story. And they know Dr. He was probably one of the best mentors on his campus during his tenure here. He touched so many young men, changed so many lives. And you know, him being my mentor from being a student through our program, moved to a coordinator position, now even being director. You know, he always, talking to me, with me advice, telling me how I need to improve. So, he taught me one important thing. You always have to give people their flowers while they're here. We always tell people when they're gone, but let's celebrate them while they're here. So he's done a lot of work, not just on our campus, but in the community as well. And we had Brother Larry Thomas reach out to me. He's been working with his organization for years, supporting young men. And Brother Thomas was like, I need your flowers today. So Brother Thomas, all right.
Hey, good morning, Kings. Good morning. Thank you, Brother Jalen, for this opportunity. Name is Larry Thomas. I'm the CEO at Thomas Mentor Leadership Academy here in Durham, where we mentor young men between the ages of 9 and 18 who's being raised by a single parent or who's being raised by their grandparents. We have been doing that work in Durham since 2011. So we just wanted to come today to say thanks to Dr. Heath. Dr. Heath has opened up some doors for our young men. We built a relationship with the MAC program. And like Brother Taylor said, we want to give him his flowers while he's living. So Dr. Heath, on behalf of our board, our staff at TMLA, we would like to present you one of our sweaters there with our TMLA, Thomas Mentor Leadership Academy, and our logo. And this word right here, mentor, mentor, that means a lot. Everybody try to care, but everybody can't do it, right? And so from us to you, man, we thank you so much for your relationship with us, and we pray that we can keep this relationship with Mr. Jalen and the rest of these young brothers. But thanks, man. I appreciate it.
So guys, like I said, I had a whole presentation, but the Spirit took it another way. And Mr. Thomas, the relationship is always gonna be there. Guys, when it's all said and done, the day I was born and the day that God calls me home, what I do between that dash is this work right here. If you're not out here helping and motivating and bringing a man along with you, you wasted time. So Mr. Thomas, I appreciate you. I saw the work that you've done, and I had to come in the community and pull you here. And so guys, with joy in my heart and my eyes are sweating right now, I ain't gonna lie, they're a little sweaty in here. I ain't gonna shed no tears. But fellas, we didn't hear the siren enough. Durham had 18 youth get killed this year alone. It's time for the brown brothers, the black men to step up. It's time to take our community back. It's time to take ourselves back. Get off those TVs, get off that phone and go do something with your life. I read this book that said, why do white men get to have all the fun? You know why? Because we watching, we playing around. We playing video games. We buying everything. Y'all in college now. Some of y'all in high school want to go to college. And if college is not for you, that's trades, that's opportunities. I had a plumber come to my house, bust a hole in the wall for $800. I said, man, I do 5 of these a day. I'm in the game, you know? So fellas, I'm gonna get off the mic, but the Spirit says today that it's the next leaders is in this room. If you touch and agree, fellas. I'm not a pastor by any means. But I touch and agree that it's something special gonna come out here today. Mr. Spooner, man, this is a beautiful thing. So thank y'all again.